Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe. Pam, 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 pam. 4 bullets for Fiorentina and they're down. What a game. Epic but bittersweet, and we will see why. First of all, I want to say that I read something about Fiorentina that's very interesting, which is that Liverpool, Manchester City, and them are among the teams who play most with the so-called high line, which means defenders and the defenders line that stays very much close to the center field line and doesn't allow the opposing team to build their game properly because they press a lot. The difference between Pep and Klopp's high line and Fiorentina's, though, is that while Pep and Klopp tend with their team to cover the passes lines, what Italiano does is basically he marks man on man, which is a little more challenging because if you lose one duel, you're done basically. In any case, the weakness of high line in general is number one, that you leave a lot of space behind your defenders, so a lot of possible chances if the other team gets the ball to counter-attack. And also the weakness is that if this ball goes behind the high line, basically you have one player against the goalkeeper, so it's a very kind of an easy chance. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. Let's see how the game went, but let's also remember that, for example, with Milan, Fiorentina put in San Siro their forwards in offside for 7 times, which is a record. With us, they weren't so good. The game itself. First half, very happy that we got into the pitch with the right attitude, wanting to put the game to sleep or to bed as soon as possible. And in fact, we scored the first 2 goals. The first one was a beautiful one in which Lautaro started the play with a wonderful make-believe move, let's say, leaving the ball to Correa, and then he got the ball back, he gave it to Barella, and Barella, incredible goal, like falling with his outside of the foot, right foot, a delicious, a wonderful, a sublime goal, really, and a wonderful play in which, strangely enough, even Correa participated. Then we scored the second goal, and the second goal is another majestic play by Lauti, who basically does everything by himself. A wonderful play close to the penalty box, and a great shot with his left foot for a 2-0 after 20 minutes. So the right attitude, the one I want to see, the Squid Game mentality, as we call it. And then what happened? Then we kind of got a little bit set back with this sort of attitude of waiting for the end of the first half, and Fiorentina grew, and Di Marco committed a very bad mistake, maybe even to be punished with a red card, but he was great because he did this foul against mother freaking Bonaventura, who I hate also because he looks like Allegri. And so with this goal we kind of reopened the game. We went to the locker room, and this is a criticism to Inzaghi, we came back without personality. So once again in the first 10-15 minutes Fiorentina was doing very well until our Lauti decided to take the matters into his own hands. First half, we played most of the first half very well. In fact, we ran more than Fiorentina. We had 49 kilometers as a team against 46. So very good performance, technical and also physical. But in the second half, after this first 10-15 minutes of a problematic approach mentally, Lautaro decided to take the matters into his own hands, and he just scored a third goal with Dzeko's assist on a penalty, and he scored a majestic penalty. What a penalty, with all the drive, with all the hunger, with all the energy that we Inter fans really want to see in every player. If we had 11 Lautaros, we would win the Champions League. This is my guess. Anyway, then Lautaro takes the matters into his own hands. We go up 3-2, and then in the very end, there is this 3-3 tying goal. Stefan. And then, you know, a little bit of luck in the end when Barella gives the assist to Mkhitaryan and he scores. But Mkhitaryan scores also because Fiorentina plays as kamikazes, as we've seen. You know, even on a 2-2, they were playing like they really wanted to win the game. They didn't try to keep the positive result. And even when they scored the 3-3 after 92 minutes, they decide to still attack. This is short-sighted strategy, honestly, reminding us of amazing manager Zeman with Foggia, who used to play like that, you know, not caring much about the result, but just about just going forward and scoring. Anyway, let's come to the single players. Onana, nothing special yesterday, couldn't do much on the goals, but I didn't like the way he managed the ball a few times with long shots that were not precise. So yes, you got 3 goals, Andre, but still I give you a positive grade, but not excellent because of this ball management that needs to change and become better. Skriniar, I would say the best in our defense. You would say not difficult to be the best in the defense like the one we have right now, but yes, he was the best, the captain, usual energy, so nothing to say about him. A lot to say about De Vrij. Horrible defense in the third goal. I mean, it's not acceptable. You like, you know, talking about energy and drive. It looks like you're half dead. What's the problem? You stand there on the pitch like seaweed, doing nothing and waiting for circumstances to move around you and things to happen. But my friend, you need to really step up your game because you're creating problems. In fact, I suggest to even try different solutions with maybe Skriniar in the center because we can't play with you. Acerbi, yesterday, unlike the previous games where he started off well with Inter, he didn't play well. He lost a stupid ball in the beginning on the left, trying to build a game, build a play. He got a very evitable yellow card with Bonaventura, and on the second goal from Kone, I mean, he let too much space for too many meters to this guy, and he wasn't even able to block his shot. So very bad defending. Kone got the ball on the 3/4 of the field and got all the way into the penalty box and had the time to shoot in between him and Mkhitaryan and to score. So Acerbi not positive yesterday. Darmian, quite good, the usual Darmian, very much in line with what we expect. Solid, but not outstanding. Barella, amazing, great goal. I was really admired by the way that he moved his right leg to hit the ball with the outside of the foot and to gently put it in the goal. Very great play technically and tactically, because he was amazing also in running into the space. So really, Barella is doing great. 5 goals already in this season, 4 in the Serie A. Nothing to say. Keep on like this. You're amazing. Chala, less well than usual. Nothing terrible, but less well than usual. I felt that his personality wasn't as strong as in the previous games. Also, he did a bad foul in the end, close to the penalty box, which could have been really, really dangerous. And so all in all, I think he just probably has also a little bit of a need to rest because he's playing always. Mkhitaryan, now Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because until he gave this wonderful satisfaction to us in the end, he wasn't playing very precisely. I mean, Mkhitaryan is a technical player, but he makes so many mistakes. Yesterday he couldn't control the ball well, he was throwing the ball too far up and he was losing it. The passages were not always good and delivered properly, so I wasn't happy with the way he played yesterday, honestly. So I have to say that really the goal saves the night for him. A very lucky goal, but a very determined and important one for us as a squad, as a team, as a movement of supporters, because we are gaining so much enthusiasm from this game, and we have Victoria on Wednesday. So despite not playing well for the whole game, honestly, this goal gives you like a decent grade. Di Marco, you can't make those mistakes like the one you made on the penalty, because he already shot. Bonaventura had already shot the ball, so there's really no need for that kind of move. And it's a very uncoordinated move. It's a very dangerous move. The foot is too high anyway, so I think this mistake also influenced the whole game, because he wasn't as brilliant as we've seen him recently, even in crossing and in proposing himself on the flank. Then we have Correa. Correa is a disgrace. He just runs in the pitch like a untamed horse with no rationale. He tries sometimes to leave the ball behind himself, but he had the ball over his head and he left it. Who can get it if not your defender, who you can feel is behind you? Why do you do this? Why do you let the ball go? So choices that were really irrational, trying these heel shots that were not needed and completely out of place, and he was also making the plays slower rather than speeding them up. The most negative player on the pitch. And after him, the MVP, Lauti, immense. A great assist to Barella when we started off with a 1-0 after starting the whole play. Then the incredible goal, the second one, where he took the ball at midfield and brought it to the back of the net. So amazing there. Wonderful header in the beginning of the second half, and the incredible penalty in the end. That ball was not easy to get a penalty because it was too long, and Dzeko made kind of a mistake in giving him the ball. Yet he was able to get it and to move it away from the goalkeeper and to get the penalty. And then the way he scored, what the hell? That's the way we want to see people shooting penalties, Fucking missile to the left of the goalie, a missile. Great. Thank you so much, Lauti. This is how we want you. Maybe it's Milito's presence in Barcelona and even yesterday that gives you this strength. But if so, please, Principe, come to every game. Inzaghi, this is why I call this bittersweet epic victory, because I didn't like him yesterday. First, he started with Correa, which is sort of a defensive move if you think about it, because you're assuming Fiorentina will start on the front foot and that you will have counter-attack opportunities, and that Correa will be indispensable for that. In reality, Fiorentina didn't quite start on the front foot. They were waiting for us. So our tactics didn't work out. Our strategy didn't work out 100%. Then I didn't like that when we came to the pitch after the first half, we didn't have the right approach. And in the locker room, it's not the first time that he doesn't deliver the right speech, the right message to the team. In Barcelona, we did come back with the right personality, but it was an exception. In the previous games, we didn't. And yesterday as well, we didn't. Also, substitutions too late. Always substituting players when we get a goal. Why don't you think about it just before, The players that were substituted, so Dzeko, Dumfries, Gosens and Bellanova. Bellanova also was a strange choice, taking out Lautaro and in for Bellanova. So, I wasn't very happy about Inzaghi yesterday, and I think that we won this game with some luck. So things went our way, and this is why I can't say that I'm completely satisfied. So Inzaghi, I would say so and so yesterday. Dzeko, immense. The assist for the penalty, even though it was a little bit long, this pass, but what an assist. And great and precious movements in the forward department. Dumfries, stupid yellow card on a stupid foul that was very dangerous in the very end, almost a corner kick on the flank. And then on the third goal from Fiorentina, apart from De Vrij, he's also there in that area, but he doesn't manage to intervene. So not so good, Dumfries. Gosens and Bellanova, not much to say because they didn't play enough. All in all, I'm very happy that we won, although there are some shadows on this victory. And if you enjoy this video, please punch the like button and subscribe. It's very important for me. And as always, I thank you for watching, and we'll talk just before the game of the season, the game that could give us the 8 quarterfinals of the Champions League, Inter Victoria. Until then, a big hug, and as always, Forza Inter!